Happy Tuesday! Hi, it's Sissy from Chrissy&Sissy, and you're watching Chrissy&Sissy. Things first, let us keep Chrissy's family in prayer right now as their family are going through some difficult times and the loss of a loved one. So we want to make sure that we keep them in prayer. I do want to say that Chrissy loves you all so much. She still wanted me to go ahead and do this video to get out to all our different Sunday school teachers and our participants, our little ones, our primaries, juniors, whomever. She still wanted everybody to still watch it on today. So, I'm going to do my best to teach this lesson, and then we're going to go forward. Next thing, we also want to thank everyone for liking, subscribing, viewing, commenting, our videos and our posts and everything, and thank you all for watching. God is amazing. As we have seen our Sunday school followers and viewers grow, but we still want to get our sister talk and more is to come. Thank you to those Sunday school teachers that are watching and that have their classes participating. May do a tips Sunday school video for some of our teachers, but there is more to come. So I'm just so excited, and I'm probably blabbing a lot because I'm not going to be as long today because I don't have my partner in ministry. I thought I was going to say crime, but my partner in ministry. So today we have the lesson for both juniors and senior high. So we're still dealing with that age group of 11 and under and 12 and up, however you all want to say it, or 13 and up. We still doing the teens and the little ones. I'm going to do my best on today to try to talk about the teens as well as the young people, the little ones. This lesson I feel like will really speak to our teenagers, but Sunday school teachers, remember to study and break it down for your class. So today we're talking about the value of wisdom. We're talking about King Solomon. Solomon, we talked about him early in the year. So now Sunday school teachers, we can kind of connect it and bring it full circle. My little ones, Solomon is the son of who? David. Solomon, was able to build the temple or the tabernacle, as some people would say. Different scholars have said different things, but he wanted to build it for God, and we know that David wanted to build it, but he could not because he had blood on his hands. So Solomon was able to do that. Solomon also asked God for wisdom. He could have asked God for anything, but God gave him wisdom. And because he sought the Lord and he wanted wisdom, God gave it to him and some. We serve an and some and more type of God. And I will get into my testimony for the teenagers of why wisdom is so important. The teen lesson, the children's lesson, we're coming from different books this quarter. I'm coming from the senior high quarter. It's a little bit different, the senior high quarter, but one thing I realized and that Chrissy realized is that so far the lessons have the same title. So the title is Seeking Wisdom as a Special Treasure. What's a treasure? We know pirates will hunt, find X marks the spot, and they would find a treasure. So is wisdom a treasure? Yes, it is a treasure, because when you have wisdom, everything else comes. It's like when you have God in your life, everything else comes. Seek the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added. And that was paraphrased a little bit, but when you seek the kingdom, God will add everything else. So Solomon, adult lesson, it was pointed out, talking about the pursuit of wisdom. All of that was just so important, because when you seek wisdom, and when God, is in your path and you're including him, you're making him a part of your path, the decisions you're making. We talked about, when you have a fear of God, it's because I want to do right, because I know when I do right, things, positive, good things are going to happen to me. It's almost, in Galatians talking about whatever man soweth, he reapeth. So, whatever you sow, you're going to reap. So you want to please God and do things that are pleasing in his sight. That is part of wisdom. Solomon is like the LeBron and the Beyonce. We all want to, some of us want to be singers, NFL players, basketball players, whatever. Who are you going to take advice from? So when we're talking about wisdom, who else than a fabulous young king like Solomon, because he was just so wise. When we even thinking about with those two women and our primary class, Chrissy talked about it. You thinking about those two women that were arguing over the baby, and Solomon had wisdom like this to say, you know what, I just cut the baby in half, and there he saw who the mother was. Just wisdom like that. Why is wisdom so valuable? Because when you have wisdom, even though it's not tangible, meaning we can't see it or touch it, it's there, it's abstract. Wisdom is just so important. By the end of this lesson, we want to conclude that wisdom comes from God. It is a gift from God. It is vital. We need to cherish godly wisdom, not man wisdom. Man wisdom says that, hey, before I get married, I'm going to try out and have all these different partners before I get married. Stuff makes sense to them, but we want to have things. Sometimes with God, it may not make sense to us. I think that's what I was trying to say. But it makes sense to God. It makes sense to him. And then God will show you how it makes sense. We also want to commit to pursue wisdom that comes from God, that comes from God. Solomon wanted us, to pursue wisdom, to see wisdom. Teens, we need to remember that our deepest desires and needs are found in God. Things that you don't know that you even want, or that you even, let me say this, that you need, comes from God. And I still am going to get into my testimony. Aspiring for the meaning in life by turning towards God. God, what is this all about? Why am I doing all these things? What is this all about? God reveals it to you. I'm in a situation now where I thought one thing was going to happen, and then I said, okay, God, this is where he leading me at. And then something else happened. I'm like, okay, God, what are you trying to do? But God will show you if you just be patient and you just wait. We need to grow more consistent in centering our heart, our will, and our thoughts with God's wisdom. Make him at the center of everything. In science, we learned that you have a nucleus. The nucleus is the brain of the cell, if I'm correct. So make God the center, make God the brain, make God will put that in the center of everything, and watch how everything is added. My teenagers, I want to talk about a quick story right quick, because in this lesson, if you all are studying the senior high lessons, we talking about two girls, identical twin girls named Rachel and Rebecca. Rachel being a goody Christian, Rebecca wanted to make her own path of being a problem child. And it shows that even though they both look alike, they both have their own paths that they are seeking and going on. And we have to realize that the choices that we make will determine the path that we go on. I think about when I was slightly grown. I was about 18 years old, going on 19. Was talking to this guy. I was graduating from high school in my freshman year of college. Met this guy through a family member, and I think he just really, really liked me or whatever. And I thought, oh, I could just kind of talk to him because he really likes me. But he had his prom to go to. He wanted me to come. I don't know if he wanted me to go with him to his prom, but I think when I was like, I didn't show no interest, he started to say, hey, I just want you to go to prom with me. Well, meet up with me after prom. And so we know how prom works. It may start at 7 or 8 o'clock, but people don't really get there till like an hour later, and then people kind of leave early or whatever. He was like, he gonna go in and dance because he was the one feeling like nobody in his class. And then, of course, he's kind of talking to a freshman in college. So I told my dad was like, okay. But as time went on, I knew that meant I was going to be out with him past like 9 o'clock. As time got on, it was like 9:45. My dad was like, oh, you still going? I was like, yeah. Wisdom kicked in. I literally went downstairs, thought about it, texted him, said, not going, went upstairs, told my dad, and I was like, Dad, I'm not going. And I just kind of laid with him. This was my dad was living, and we was at the house that I grew up in. And he was just like, I'm really proud of you. And then later on he told me, you always had this sense of discernment. Because, come on, what do I look like? I'm actually older than the people he hang out with. And some of them may be underage. He's 18, I'm 19. His birthday was late, so that's why he was still in high school. What do I look like hanging out with somebody past 10 o'clock? Don't know what he's going to make me drink. He was preparing to go to like the army or military or one of the branches or of the military. He's stronger than me. What do I look like being out with somebody on a prom night? And he could. Where are we going to go? That's when wisdom kicks in. That's when we look. When I look back and I realize, some of the things and mistakes that I could have made. At the time, God will always show me what to do, give me direction what to do, tug on me, tug on my heart what to do. And sometimes I would get upset, like, oh, I wish I was like this girl who, this girl just gave it up, or this girl did this, or this girl was more focused on how she looked than what colleges she got into. She was focused on having a boyfriend. And sometimes I'll be like, I wish I had a boyfriend, I wish I had this. But then I look back, I look like, as guys notice, like, this is a different setup. I'm not in what we call the Noxus operations room, where we do majority of our Chrissy&Sissy recording. I'm in my office, sitting in my own home. I purchased this home. I signed closed on it when I was 23 years old. That's wisdom. And then God is so amazing, because this is what wisdom does. If any teenagers are going, well, I don't want to be considered a lame. Being wise seem to be old. I never asked to be captain of, my flag line. I never asked to be considered for captain when I got into college. I never asked in high school. Let me just stay on high school for a second. I never asked to be SGA president. Voted in SGA president by basketball players, these people. I never asked to be second in command of the ROTC. I never asked to be secretary. I never, it's a lot of things that I did not ask for in high school. God just literally gave it to me, set it in my lap. So you're thinking, well, I want to be popular. I want to be this. Seek wisdom. Do what God tells you to do, young people. If nobody's going on your path, it's a saying, I think by Robert Frost or something like that. But it's a quote. You could type it in. It says that it's like the road less traveled. You want to have your own path, forge your own way, because peer pressure will have you to go down that same path that everybody else goes down. Peer pressure will have you to stick to what everybody else is doing. It's not common for people 23 years old to be making the amount of money I was making my first year out of college, being 22 years old, making the money I was making out of college. That's not common. To have a house in the home, it's not common. That I got legally, might I add. It's not common. In the house I chose to live in, because my dad is gone and my mom is with me, God was able to do it. I mean, that's a testimony in itself. When I get older, I talk about it. But just seek wisdom. Not having wisdom, I would have went off to school and not have gone to Miles College. I would have not met the friends that I have met. I would not have met my mentor, who I love dearly. I would not have met her. The job I currently hold, I would not have, it's like I would have it, but it's something special about having it, because I think about I was placed here before and didn't know I was going to be here. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But teenagers, you know, be wise, seek wisdom in your decision. You may think now, oh, I'm missing out. And as I look around, like, it's amazing. That picture back there is about 9 years old, because I was 17 years old in that picture and I'm 26 now. So about 9 years ago, I took that picture. And that little girl in that picture, she's different from the girl that you see, well, the young lady that you see today. But seek wisdom, and God will add everything to you. Seek Him first. Seek that path, and God will add everything to you that you need. It's the enemy that's going to come in and say, don't you wish you had this? Don't you wish you had that? And he coming in because he see you close to your breakthrough. He see you close to what you're about to get. He see what's ahead, so that's why he's going to always come and, you know, try to distract you and get you off of your path. But continue to go on that path of righteousness. I know you all have heard it. Continue to listen to your Sunday school teachers. It's not the person, but it's the word of God that the person is sharing with you. So continue to listen to your Sunday school teachers. Continue to listen to your pastor, your teachers. What you do today will affect tomorrow. And as a school teacher, I say that a lot to my students and they don't understand. But what you do today will affect what you do tomorrow. So continue to seek the path of wisdom. Pursue wisdom. You choose to follow God or not. Let's remember what Solomon was trying to do in this lesson. Solomon was continuing his proclamation to declaring how easy it is to obtain wisdom. You seek God, seek that path, because God could have gave him anything, but Solomon asked for wisdom, and see how he got it. And everything was added. Thank you all for watching this video today. Continue to keep Chrissy and her family in your prayers. We love you all. We thank you. And on that note, let me do this so I can look fancy. Happy studying.